back to Erika's Breast. We're coming to the end of bread week. I have one more video to show you after this one, and that'll be the last recipe for bread week. Today I'm making for you my pineapple apricot ring loaf. It is an enriched dough. It has eggs, milk, and sugar in it. It's pretty easy though, so let's get to it. So in this container right here I have 3/4 cup of milk, 3/4 cup of milk, 1/3 cup of sugar, and 4 teaspoons of yeast. It's been activating, so it's a little foamy, and I'm gonna add this to the mixer bowl. All of that to the mixer bowl. You want to make sure your milk is a little warm before adding the yeast to it, and that will activate the yeast, that warm water. So get all that in, all that yeast in. Well, I hope you have enjoyed watching all the different breads I've done this week. I sure had a good time making them for you. To this I'm going to add 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of vegetable oil and 3 large eggs. So this is what your mixture should look like once you have added all of the ingredients in. This is just the eggs with the oil and the yeast mixture. And so then once you have all those mixed together, they don't have to be all the eggs don't have to be mixed all together and everything. It doesn't have to be like that, but you just want to get it a good mix. And then you're gonna add your flour and salt, which is 3 3/4 cup of flour and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so you're just gonna mix this until it all comes together into a ball, and it's still a little bit sticky at the bottom. So I'll show you what it should look like in the bowl when we get to that place. Okay, so now it's come together. And I said I was going to show you what it looked like in the bowl. So this is what it looks like. And it's still sticking at the bottom, as you can see. But it's all smooth around the sides. See how it's nothing on the sides? It's just sticking at the bottom. Okay, so here's our dough. It's nice and soft and pliable. Just gonna knead it a little bit. Okay, so I've kneaded a few minutes just to bring it all together. And what I just did was I put a little oil in this bowl. And you're going to put your dough right back in here. Flip it over in the oil so it doesn't form a skin on top of it. And we're going to leave that to proof for about an hour. After an hour, it should fill this bowl just about up. And then we'll be ready to roll out our dough, fill it, and shape it. So I'll be back. Okay, we are back. And as you can see, our dough has risen all the way to the top of the bowl. I'm gonna punch it down and pull it out. And just gonna bring it all together in the ball so it'll be easier to roll out. Okay, so you want to get your dough in kind of a rectangular kind of a shape. It doesn't have to be exactly in a rectangle, but kind of in a rectangular kind of shape. Okay, and then we are going to spread. I have a half a stick of butter. I'm not going to use the whole stick, maybe half. Just depends on how good I can get it spread. How thin. I don't want it too thick. Just want a nice amount of butter on the inside. And then I also have about 1/3 cup of white granulated sugar that I'm going to spread on top of this before I put our filling down. So that was about 2 or 3 tablespoons worth of butter that I have spread all over this dough. And now I'm going to sprinkle some of this sugar. I had about 1/3 of a cup of sugar in here. And again, I only put a couple tablespoons of that down. Now I'm going to put our apricot pineapple filling. I did add in some ground almonds as well, to kind of, the dough was a little, the mixture was a little thin, and I wanted it to be a little thicker so it would adhere to the inside of this dough. So I put a little ground almonds in it. So I have about a cup of this mixture, and so if you put about a half a cup of pineapple, crushed pineapple, and a half a cup of pureed apricots, with about 1/3 of a cup of ground almonds, that should give you a good consistency to work with. That's about what I have in here. Okay, now I have a good layer of the filling, and we're going to start from the opposite side of you and kind of pull out and then start rolling. And you want to roll and pull back a little bit because you want a nice tight roll. The only way you get a tight roll is if you pull it a little tight. So you're going to pull it and then bring it in. A nice tight roll. Again, at the ends, if your end is kind of rounded, you want to kind of bring it to the edge, pull it out, bring it to the edge, so you have a nice full loaf. And then you want to pinch these ends. Pinch all of these ends. Oh yeah. Pinch all of these ends to secure the loaf so that it's all closed up. There we go. Make sure it's all closed up. So you want to make sure the seam is on the bottom, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go to about 1 inch from the top, and you're going to cut straight through all of those layers, straight down. All the way through all those layers. If you have to go back and cut a little bit, then do that, because you need all of this to be flipped up. You want those layers flipped up. Flipped up. Okay. Now that your loaf is up, what you're going to do now is you're going to just twist your loaf. Twist it. twist it, and then bring it together. And then just kind of tuck it together here. And then you're just gonna, in one little scoop, you're gonna pick it up and bring it onto your tray. Okay, now you're going to cover this and let this rise for another 35 to 40 minutes. It might take an hour to double in size, but we're gonna go 35 to 40 minutes should be long enough. I'm just gonna cover it again with this plastic wrap that I used when it was proofing the first time. Just gonna cover that up and let it go. All right. So here we are back with our ring cake, our ring loaf. It came out wonderful. I'm just gonna put a little glaze on it, and then it'll be ready for eating. And this glaze is 3/4 cup of powdered sugar with 2 tablespoons of milk. And I will give you an aerial view once I get this on here good. There's no real way of putting it on. You just slather it on however you want it to put it on. And there's no rhyme or reason. Just putting a little glaze on it, just to give it a added little, make it look good. So I hope it looks good. So I'm putting this glaze on here. We're almost at the end of bread week. We have one more bread to do, and my last bread you will see in a couple days. But I'm just giving this ring loaf a good glaze. You don't have to really glaze the sides, just the top. Just the top. You don't have to do the sides. So that's it. This ring loaf is done. And this is what it looks like from the top. So I hope you try it. You don't have to do the apricot pineapple. You can put cinnamon and brown sugar with butter. You can put chocolate. You can put, almost anything in the middle and roll it up and cut it and twist it the way I did this one. And you can still put the same glaze on top. So I hope you try this recipe. This is my apricot pineapple ring loaf. I hope you try it, and thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe and to hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and please share this video with your friends. Thanks again for watching. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Amen. Bye-bye.